हे पार्थ, दम्भः, दर्पः, अभिमानः, क्रोधः, पारुष्यम् एवच अज्ञानं च एतानि लक्षणानि आसुरीं सम्पदम् अभिजातस्य पुरुषस्य भवन्ति. Pretension, arrogance, vanity, harshness, and lack of discrimination. These belong to a person who is born with Asuri Sampat, O Arjuna. So, having talked about Daivi Sampat, that is, the virtues belong to a spiritual person, now Paramatma is talking about Asuri Sampat, which is naturally there in a materialistic person, in a person who is mundane. And what are they? Krishna Paramatma is going to enumerate. In this verse, he presents them in a nutshell. And he is going to elaborate in the future. Dambaha means pomp and show, exhibition of wealth, their position, and the status. Dambaha is the first Asuri Sampat. The next materialistic tendency is Darpaha. Along with money and power comes the arrogance, disrespecting the great people, disrespecting the elders, disrespecting the gurus. We have seen characters with Asuri Sampat who doesn't respect elderly person, like Duryodhana and Ravana in Itihasa and Purana. Therefore, Darpa, arrogance, then Abhimana. Abhimana means Manitvam, superiority complex. Looking upon oneself as Pujya Yogya, one deserves namaskara, honor, reverence, at least one garland, if possible Pada Puja, and so on. Then Krodhaha. Krodhaha is anger. Because there is a power, because there is position, therefore he does not mind ill-treating anyone. Krodhaha means anger. Parushyam, rudeness and harshness, impoliteness, mannerlessness. All these are called Parushyam. Ajnanam. Ajnana means ignorance. Here the word ignorance means ignorance of Dharma Shastra, not ignorance of Atma. We are dealing here about the values, not about the philosophy. So it talks about the ethics and morality. Therefore, the word ignorance here means the ignorance of ethics, ignorance of morals. Dharma, dharma, viveka is not there for such a person who is bestowed with ajnanam. Ajnanam cha asuri sampadam abhijatasya bhavati. So, the person is having these values, is supposed to be having asuri sampatti. These are naturally there in a person who is born with rajasic and tamasic nature. Especially if he hails from a rich family, is born with a silver spoon, then naturally he doesn't care the society. There is no humility at any corner. So he is having all these Asuri Sampatti. We will proceed to Sloka number 5. Daivi Sampadvimokshaya Nibandaya Suri Bata Masucha Sampadam Daivim Abhijatosi Pandava. Mata, it is known that Daivi Sampat Vimokshaya leads to liberation. Asuri and Asuri Sampat Nibandaya to bondage. Masuchaha, do not grieve. Pandava, O Arjuna. Asi abhijataha. You are born with Daivim Sampadam, Daivi Sampat. He Partha, Asmin Loke Daivaha Asuraha cha eva Dvau Bhutas Sargau Staha. Tatra Daivaha Vistarasaha Proktaha Asuram Mesrunu. It is known that Daivi Sampat leads to liberation and Asuri Sampat leads to bondage. O Arjuna, do not grieve. You are born with Daivi Sampat. Daivi Sampat Vimokshaya Bhavati. Spiritual value system which I gave out in the first 3 verses will take you towards moksha. It is very conducive to self-knowledge. Moksha hetuhu bhavati. Whereas Asuri Sampat, the materialistic value system, will take you away from spirituality, will take you away from moksha. Now Arjuna is worried, is very doubtful about his own status, whether he is having Asuri Sampatti or Daivi Sampat. So Paramatma pats him and says, Arjuna, fortunately you are with Daivi Sampatti only. Ma suchaha, do not worry. Daivi Sampadam Abhijataha si. You are born with spiritual inclination. You have a value for spiritual growth. Daivi Sampatti, which is because of your previous janma. So, in spirituality, it is possible only if we got a little bit spark of spirituality in the previous janma, we will get it now. Aneka janma samsiddhaha tato yati parangatim. Paramatma said, before spiritual development takes place through many janmas, if we had such a lifestyle in the previous birth, if we have such a lifestyle in this birth also, we will have natural inclination towards a religious and spiritual life. Arjuna, you are luckily born with such inclination. Paramatma is assuring Arjuna. 6th sloka. Sloka number 6. Dvau bhuta sargo lokesmin daiva asura eva cha daivo vistarasah proktaha asuram partha me srunu. Asmin loke, in this very world, dvau bhuta sargo, there are 2 types of created beings. Daivaha, the Daiva, the divine people. Evacha, Asuraha, and the Asuras. Daiva Proktaha, the Daiva has been described, Vistarasaha, elaborately, Srunu, Asuram, Me, Partha. Hear about the Asura from me, O Arjuna. He Partha, Asmin Loke, Daivaha Asuraha cha eva dvau bhuta sargo staha. Tatra Daivaha Vistarasaha Proktaha. Asuram Mesrunu. In this very world, there are 2 types of people, Daiva and Asura. Daiva has been described by me earlier from sloka 1 up to 3 elaborately. Here about Asura, I am going to narrate now about Asura. May you hear. So Paramatma says, hey Arjuna, the entire humanity can be divided into 2 groups. Not merely as Indians, then Americans like that. Or not merely as Vedic people and non-Vedic people like that. By their nature, they can be divided into 2. By their tendency, we can divide them into 2. The first category is called Daivaha. The second category is called Asuraha. Daivaha are the divine people. Their qualities were already discussed. Now, I am going to take up the Asuras, the people with tamasic nature and rajasic nature. Shreyascha preyascha manushyametaha tau samparitya vivinakti dhiraha. In Kathopanishad, Yamadharmaraja calls them Shreyaha and Preyaha. Asuras meaning materialistic tendencies. Even though they are born in a spiritual family, surrounded by Vedas, surrounded by Brahmanas, surrounded by temples, father himself may be a jnani, but in spite of all these influences, there are people who turn towards materialism. Therefore, Asuras, and of these two, Daivo Vistarasaha Proktaha. About Daivi Sampatti and the people belong to this category, I already spoke to you. Now, I have not detailed the materialistic value system. So, I have briefly mentioned in the fourth sloka, but Paramatma feels that it should be elaborated. Therefore, he says, Asuram, the elaborate study of Asuri Sampatti, may srunu, may you understand. Arjuna, may you learn from me so that you can avoid such tendencies. You can go forward in a Daivi Sampatti. Paramatma gives an introduction to Asuri Sampat, and hereafter he will elaborate that. Sloka number 7. Pravrittincha nivrittincha janana vidurasuraha nasaucham napi chacharo nasatyam teshu vidyate. Asuraha janaha. The Asura people, na viduhu, do not know. Pravrittincha, what is to be done. Cha nivrittim, and what is not to be done. Teshu vidyate, they have. Na saucham, neither purity, na cha acharaha, nor religious discipline. Na cha satyam api, they have no truthfulness also. Asuraha janaha pravrittincha nivrittincha na viduhu. Teshu cha na saucham na acharaha na api satyam vidyate. The Asura people do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. They do not know do's and don'ts prescribed by Shastra. They have neither purity nor religious discipline. They have no truthfulness in them. All the human beings, by nature, by birth, are materialistic in character. Nobody knows that there is such a goal called moksha. And nobody knows that there is such a thing called dharma. Nobody knows that there is such a thing called dharma. Because dharma is not visible to our eyes. Moksha is also not visible to our eyes. Both of them are called apaurusheya purushartha. Goals not available to our sense organs, or even for science. They are not available. And since these two goals are not known, every human being has got only two purusharthas. They are called Ardha and Kama. Ardha means what? Money. Value for wealth is very, very natural. Even a child has a value for money. And the second thing is Kama, pleasure or enjoyment. Therefore, everybody has a value by birth for Kama Purushartha and Ardha Purushartha. Therefore, our mind develop its own raga and dvesha. Raga means likes, dvesha means dislike. Right from the birth, our life is governed by raga dveshas, our instinctive likes and dislikes, which are again based on ardha kama purushartha. And our scriptures point out that raga dvesha based life is okay in the beginning stage. But once a particular stage comes, one should be capable of discrimination and thinking. This raga dvesha based life should be changed. A new value system should replace the old value system. The new value system that is prescribed by our scriptures is the spiritual value system. And we do not know the importance of spiritual goals because we are immature people at that time. And therefore, we should be guided by the scriptures, which we look upon as Vedamata. Just as a baby does not know what is good for it and what is bad for it, a baby surrenders to mother. Mother decides what is good for child and what is liquid food should be withdrawn. And at what stage the semi-solid food should be given. At what age the solid food should be given. What all injections should be given to the baby. Everything is decided by mother. As long as the child goes by mother's decision, it is ultimately for the good of the baby only. Just as the mother decides what is good and bad for us, because we are immature, similarly Veda is mother, which decides what ultimately is good for us. The ultimate goal of human life has to be spiritual goal only. Therefore, Shruti says, you do not know what is good for you. I am deciding what is good for you. What is good for you is self-knowledge. The value of self-knowledge. Later, if you want to start your sadhana in your later stage, you will be ripe enough, you cannot take up anything. So begin your spiritual pursuit in the very early age. So Shruti replaces materialistic value system by spiritual value system. It tells what is good and what is bad. And this transformation from materialistic value system to spiritual value system is considered the second birth of the human being. This transformation is from Prakruta Purusha to Samskruta Purusha. And this is generally symbolized by sacred thread ceremony. Whether a person wears a sacred thread or not, this transformation, the second birth, has to take place. That's what Paramatma is emphasizing. That is why he is giving both the values, good values and also bad values. Good values we have to inculcate, bad values we have to avoid. Asura Purushas are those people who do not go through this transformation because they do not want to follow the spiritual value system prescribed by the scriptures. And therefore, Paramatma says, Asura Naviduhu. The Asura people who are materialistic in nature, who are governed by Raga Dvesha, likes and dislikes, they do not know, they do not educate themselves spiritually. They are literate materialistically because they know the material sciences will give them a kind of profession. Therefore, this transformation does not take place. They continue to be Prakruta Janaha, even though they are literate otherwise. Therefore, what is their problem? Pravrutti na viduhu. They do not know what is to be done. Kartrutam is enjoined as prescribed by the scriptures. what is to be done for spiritual growth, they do not know. Similarly, nivrittim means what? Akartrutvam. The things to be avoided, they do not know. What is not good for my spiritual growth, that is also not known to these people. Therefore, they do not have dharma, adharma, viveka. Therefore, what do? Whatever they like, they do. And whatever they avoid, and what do they avoid? Whatever they dislike, they avoid. And therefore, saucham na api acharaha satyam teshu vidyate. So this Vedic scriptures give us a daily routine to be followed for spiritual growth. Every minute details the scriptures. The scriptures tell us to get up at the Brahmi Muhurtam at the morning and then do a kind of puja and all that. These people, they do not do that. They go to clubs and materialistic things. So Shastra says achara means wake up before the sunrise. Surya Bhagavan is Pratyaksha Devata. Surya Bhagavan is raging to bless us. So we should be ready to welcome Surya Bhagavan. Therefore, get up early. This is the first spiritual value, which is called acharaha. And after getting up, what should you do? Start the day with spirituality so that you will be reminded of spiritual growth, earning, getting married, getting children, educating them, all are okay. But none of them is your goal of life. Therefore, you have to give an auto-suggestion in the morning. I am born for some other purpose. I should remind myself, therefore, they start with the bath, go through different slokas, they light up the lamp and offer prayers. They apply tilakam. This is supposed to be the greatest protection against materialism. The onslaught of materialism is so powerful that if you have to protect, they say put some kumkum or chandan or vibhuti. If you do not apply them, if you do not apply something, when they prepare vibhuti, lot of mantras are chanted during the preparation of vibhuti. Vibhuti preparation is not an ordinary thing. It is very, very elaborate ritualistic process. And therefore, it is not an ordinary ash. It is an ash with lot of mantra. And not only it has mantras, it has got spiritual values. Even when a person is applying, he is asked to chant namas of the Lord. And what is that? That is why in Vaishnava Sampradaya, it is called namam. Why do you call it namam? When they are applying that, they have to chant nama of the Lord. Therefore, it is called namam. And the ash is called vibhuti. Because when the vibhuti is applied, we have to chant the glory of the Lord. Vibhuti means Bhagavan's mahima. When you are applying vibhuti, one has to chant Trayambaka mantra. Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrutyor mukshiyamamrutat. This mantra talks about what vibhuti means, the glory of Lord. Since you remember the glory of the Lord, the ash itself got the name of vibhuti. Since this tilakam is associated with Ishvara, it is supposed to protect us from the onslaught of materialism. Therefore, get up early in the morning, do snanam, light up the lamp, chant prayers, remember Lord, remember the goal of life also. Then you can get into your daily routine, the material life. Sloka number 8. Asatyam apratistante jagadahuranishwaram aparaspara sambhutam kimanyat kamahaitukam te ahoho. These materialistic people say, Jagat asatyam, this world is without truth. Apratishtam, without dharma. Aniswaram, without God. Aparaspara sambhutam, it is born out of the union of male and female. Kamahaitukam, the world is caused by desire alone. Kim anyat, what else it is? Idam jagat asatyam, apratishtam, aniswaram, aparaspara sambhutam, kamahaitukam cha asti. Anyat kim iti te ahuhu. So these people who are materialistic in nature, who are asuras, they say the world is without truth, without dharma, without God. It is born out of union of male and female. The world is caused by desire. What else it is? So they are totally irreligious people. They do not believe in anything connected with religion or spirituality, which is based on Vedic scriptures. First, they do not believe in Vedas. Asteyam, asatyam, satyam here means Veda Pramanam. Satyam here means Veda Pramanam. Asatyam means they do not believe in Veda Pramanam. Even though Veda is like 1,000 mothers, Shankara Bhagavatpada tells elsewhere that Vedas are like Matru Pitru Sahasrebhyaha Abhi Hiteshini. Superior to 1,000 mothers and fathers. It is interested only in our well-being. But in spite of that, they do not believe in Veda Pramanam. They are utterly Nastika Janaha. If they do not accept Veda Pramanam, they do not believe in Dharma. Dharma means moral and ethical order of the universe. Veda says, Dharma or morality alone sustains the creation. Dharmo visvasya jagataha pratishta. Loke dharmishta praja upasarpanti. Dharmena papam apanudati. Dharme sarvam pratishtitam. Tasmat dharmam param vadanti. Dharma means that which sustains the universe. The moral order alone sustains. Once the morality goes from the society, there will be utter distress and confusion, and society cannot survive for long. Therefore, scriptures talk about dharmas, and these people do not believe in dharma because dharma is not visible to our eyes. They believe in physical order of the universe because it is scientifically provable. They believe in scientific laws of creation, like the law of gravitation, like the ecological laws, etc. But the laws of dharma, they do not believe because it cannot be scientifically proved. And therefore, they say there is no dharma or adharma. There is no punyam or papam. Therefore, there is neither previous birth or next birth. Enjoy this life. Follow whatever you feel like doing. Therefore, Vedaha nasti. Dharmaha nasti. And then, who is the creator of this universe? We do not believe in all these things. Who is the creator of this universe? They do not believe in God also. Jagat aniswaram ahuhu. They say the creation can come by itself. The scientists have proved that the Big Bang took place at such and such a time. Thereafter, the world has evolved by itself with the help of chemical and physical laws. We do not see any intelligent principle behind. Therefore, we do not require God. This is the logic of these materialistic people. He does not have any other job. God does not have any other job. Ishvaraha abhi nasti. Veda nasti. Dharmaha nasti. Religion nasti. Everything they reject. They believe in only two things, money and entertainment. Therefore, 5 days of the week, they earn, 2 days of the week, they go and enjoy. Kavo, pivo, maja karo. This is their philosophy. And again start Monday to earn and look forward for the weekend. Earning means ardha purushartha. Enjoyment means kama purushartha. These are the two purusharthas for which they strive. Continue that till death. This is the philosophy of materialistic people. And therefore, Jagat Anishwaram Ahuhu. Whereas, what is the belief of the traditional people? We say God is the creator of the world. And along with the world, God has created Vedas also. And Vedas are the manuals which are meant to guide our life so that we can extract the best out of this human life. And the best we can extract is moksha itself. Even though all these are there, they do not accept. However, much you try to convince them, you cannot change them. On the other hand, they will change us. If you talk to them for 10 minutes, we will also get doubts. However, do not have materialistic friends. Until you understand Vedas clearly, after study, understand the value of Dharma, until you understand the concept of Pramanam, avoid materialistic people. Therefore, these people argue no Ishvara, no Vedas, no Dharma. Then how did this creation come? Very simple. Aparaspara sambhutam. If God has not created, how are we created? Very simple. We are created by our parents. God, why is God necessary for that? Very simple. Therefore, because of male-female union, which is caused by kama or passion, we are born. And how are our parents born? Because of their parents. How are their parents born? Because of their parents. Why do we require God at all? Unnecessarily. This is their argument. And they will argue spend money on temples is useless. Spending money on Abhisheka is further useless. And cannot that money be given to poor? Why should we waste on the temples and pujas? When we listen to these arguments, we also start doubting. Perhaps they are correct. Whereas Vedas say spending money on God or dharma or puja, etc. can never be a waste. It is like pouring water at the root of the tree. When you pour water at the root of the tree, water directly goes to the root, but in an invisible manner, the water goes to all branches, to all leaves. I do not see, but every cell of the tree gets the benefit. Similarly, Bhagavan is the root of this creation. Where did we see? In Bhagavad Gita. In which chapter? 15th chapter. Urdhva moola madhasakam aswaddham prahuravyayam. So the Abhisheka you do, the Naivedyam you offer, nothing goes waste. Ultimately, it is for the benefit of the humanity. But a materialistic person will not accept that. And therefore, apara means male, paraha means aparaspara means male female, means parents, sambhutam, born. The entire humanity is born out of male and female union. All because of what? Kama hetukam. Which union is caused by kama, the desire for children. Etam drishtim avastabhya nashtatmanolpa buddhayah prabhavantyugra karmanaha kshayaya jagato hitaha. Avastabhya, holding. Etam drishtim, such a view. Alpa buddhayaha, these indiscriminate people. Nashtatmanaha, are lost spiritually. Ugra karmanaha, taking to cruel actions. Prabhavanti, they become. Ahitaha, the enemies of the world. Jagataha, kshayaya, for its destruction. Etam drishtim avashtabhya nashtatmanaha alpabuddhayaha ugrakarmanaha ahitaha jagataha kshayaya bhavanti. Holding such a drastic view, these indiscriminate people are lost spiritually. Taking to cruel actions, they become the enemies of the world for its destruction. Etam drishtim avashtabhya. These asuric people entertain or hold the materialistic philosophy. The philosophy is whatever sense organs can see, that alone exists. That there can be things beyond our sense organs and which can be known through other means of knowledge, they do not accept. It is like a person with four senses. Imagine a person has only four senses by birth. He does not have eyes. He has got ears, tongue, nose, skin. And talk about the field of sight, the world of colors. I say there is a world of colors. He says, I do not believe in that. I do not accept that. Because I am not able to appreciate the colors with my four sense organs. And I say, no, that you cannot know that because the available of four sense organs do not have access to colors. It has to be known through fifth sense organs, eyes. I tell, and this person argues that no, I do not believe fifth sense organ. I want to prove the colors with the help of four sense organs. He wants to prove for the colors through ears, or prove the colors through nose, or through tongue or skin. Through the available four pramanas, he is not interested in the fifth sense organ, which reveals a field not available for these four sense organs. Similarly, our culture talks about the sixth sense organ. What is the sixth sense organ? That is called Veda. That is called Vedaha. And we want to prove that with the help of the available five sense organs, we can only say that available sense organs do not have access to that. You have to use the sixth sense organ called Veda. And if a person refuses to use the eyes, which is the fifth sense organ, who is the loser? Naturally, that person only. I will not use the eyes and will not use it he is only going to be the loser. Neither the eye nor the world of colors. If I should benefit from the world of colors, I should be willing to accept the fifth sense organ called the eye, which sense organ can never be proved by other four sense organs. Veda is the sixth sense organ which can never be proved or disproved by the available five sense organs. You use Veda Pramana and study with faith, you will be opened to new wonderful field, which is not accessible to the science, which is not accessible to the sense organs, the five sense organs. We are going to get an apaurshaya prapancha, which is beneficial to us only, which is beneficial to us only. By rejecting Veda, Veda is not the loser, not the apaurshaya prapancha. I am going to be the loser. But this materialistic people will never understand the significance of the sixth sense organ. They claim that they are rational people. They will believe in only things which can be proved through five sense organs, like the other four, who does not want the proof of like the other person. He wants proof for the color with the help of four sense organs. How can I prove it? It is not possible. And therefore, materialistic people can never understand and why and therefore the materialistic people will never understand and they are going to be the losers. Nashtatmanaha. They are the losers. That's what the Sloka says. They lost souls because of their losing a huge chunk of the creation, which is accessible to only Veda Pramana. Veda is the sixth organ, as it were, which will reveal a new world, which is not accessible to these regular five sense organs. How can you define fifth sense organ, the eye, which reveals colors, which are not accessible to the four sense organs? Similarly, Veda reveals a completely new world. It is for you to operate or make use of Vedas, otherwise you are going to be the loser. So Nashtatmanaha, they are the lost souls. All because of what? Alpa Buddhayaha. They do not understand the concept of Pramana. What the eye reveals, the ears can never prove. The ears can never disprove. What ears can reveal, the eyes can never prove or disprove. Suppose I say this is orange in color, revealed by the eyes. Suppose the eyes want to verify the orange color. It can. But ears, however great they are, they can never prove or disprove the color. The Vedic field is different. The scientific field is different. Science has got accessibility to only the materialistic world. It cannot access the apaurshaya world. Therefore, they try to prove Veda scientifically. This is the greatest foolishness. It is like trying to prove the colors with the help of ears. They will never succeed. When they do not succeed, instead of understanding their foolishness, they reject Vedas. Vedas are unscientific. Therefore, I won't believe. That is the greatest foolishness to have. Therefore, Paramatma says, Alpabuddhayaha, idiots. They try to prove Vedas through science. Alpabuddhayaha. Therefore, etam drishtim avastabhya nashtatmanolpabuddhayaha. They hold on to a materialistic philosophy. In the world also we see some people, they want to analyze all these philosophical things by science. This is a wrong approach, just as the pramana. Veda is the only pramana. This aporshaya, this is all, whatever Veda proposes is aporshayam, cannot be sensed by five sense organs. Science can talk about the objects of five sense organs only. It cannot talk about the sixth pramana, which can sense the aporshaya vastu. Therefore, approaching the aporshaya prapancham through scientific methods is a wrong method. It's not a correct approach. Because the word aporshaya means it is not available for scientific approach. So, they are all asuras. The materialistic people are asuras. If you reverse this word, if you reverse rakshasa, it becomes sakshara. It becomes sakshara. So, Samskrita Purusha. If you take the original word rakshasa, if rakshasa accepts the Veda Pramanam, he becomes sakshara. So, this is the difference, sakshara and rakshasa. So, a person who is asuric in nature should understand the importance of Veda and he should become sakshara instead of remaining as rakshasa. Om Tat Sat Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.